seek truth at ipresenta yung katotohanan na hinaharangan ngayon ng administration party. So this is just what we're talking about, like this is another hello Garci situation na pinipigilan tayo na magsalita at sabihin ang katotohanan. General Dado will be presenting his will be presenting his statement at kaya habang hinintay natin, malapit na po siya, umpisahan lang namin by introducing the people in this panel, in this table. Ako po si Sunny Melencio. I'm the chairman of Partido Lakas ng Masa, which is the national political party na siya pong nag-fail kay General Dado Valeroso because he's running for senator this coming May elections. At yung po kanyang ginawa, kasama ko sa mga pag-uusap namin yun kasi talagang matagal na kaming maraming advocacies. Matagal na rin kami nagkalsada, matagal na rin kasama kami ni Dado Valeroso. You know his history. He was the founder of the Young Officers Union noong 1980s. He was formerly with RAM in the 1980s, formed the Young Officers Union. At nagkasama po kami kasi we belong to the progressive groups. We were considered from the left organizations. Kaya at that time, marami kaming nakitang problema sa administration at nagkasama kami even during the time na kami underground, si General Dado at the time a young officer, nag-underground din para magkaroon po ng pagbabago sa ating lipunan. Unfortunately, hindi nangyari yun. So that was the first military rebellion in the Philippines. Soon came the second wave of military rebellion. Sila General Danny Lim na yan. Kasama po natin dito yung mga kasamahan nila. So this time around, sumusuko kami sa eleksyon and we're fielding si General Dado Valeroso for the senatorial seat. So dito po sa aking kaliwa ay si Leody de Guzman from the Plura ng Manggagawang Pilipino, who's also supporting General Dado Valeroso. Sa pinaka kaliwa pa rin ni Leody de Guzman of BNP, si Gabo Ignacio, Captain Aris Ignacio of Reserve Philippine Army, the admin of General Danny Lim at GCC RAM, whose main objective is to coordinate all guardians factions, national and international. Yung guardians po, as of this date, there are 350 registered guardians organizations which are also allied sa kanilang office. They're also in full support doon sa fallen 44 because 7 of them, especially 7 of them, were their brother guardians. They are supporting the Filipino people in seeking for truth, justice, and accountability. So this serves as introduction po sa mga naririto. Dito po naman sa aking kanan ay ang national chairman ng ating group. It's a teachers organization, party list teachers organization na sumusuporta din kay Dado. Later, I'll give him time to explain their support, teacher support for General Dado Valeroso. Sa kanan po naman ni Benjo Basa ay ang Jonathan, as sub-member po siya at chairman ng Anti-Drugs Advocate, Jonathan Morales, founding chairman. At sa kanan po niya, ating pong kasama si Bel Enriquez, who's the National Vice President of the Anti-Drugs Advocate. And farthest dun sa pinakakanan ay si Rustin Deliso. Ito pa pala, nalimutan ko kay the running priest na sumusuporta din po dito sa ating laban na ito. Consider ito sa panibagong laban na parang Hello Garcia ang significance. Running priest Father Robert Reyes. Lumilitaw po palagi si Father Robert para pagka maraming mga issue, na malalaking issue na nakikita natin lahat na dapat ipaglaban. At sa pinakakanan po niya si Rusty Deliso, kasamahan po namin sa San Lakas na mag-explain din mamaya doon pong paninindigan. So as you can see, mga iba-ibang organisasyon po kami, sama-sama na po yan. From the Parliament of the Streets, yung pong military rebels, nagsama-sama na po yan. Sanay na po kami sa pagsasama-sama kasi pare-pareho naman yung aming advocacies. Kahit na may konting mga diferensya yan, pagka ang nasasangkot po ay yung mga kababayan natin, mga wala pang justisya, pinatay, namatay, lahat po kami ay handang magsama-sama. Pasimulan na po natin habang inihintay natin yung main event na si General Dando Valeroso. Basahin ko lang po yung statement ng aming organisasyon para po may paliwanag itong konferensya na ito. The Partido Lakas ng Masa, a registered national political party, fully supports General Dando Valeroso's endeavor to seek truth, accountability, and justice for all the victims of the Mamasapano massacre, from the 44 sub-commandos, the MILF forces, and the civilians killed during the failed operation. It has been a year since, and no justice has been served for all the victims, nor the masterminds and the perpetrators of the failed operation being held accountable for the dastardly deeds. General Dando Valeroso, who is a PLM senatorial candidate in the coming May elections, tried to seek the truth when he came across an email of a taped conversation between a government official and a legislator in connection with the Mamasapano incident. This was recorded a few days after the incident. The recording showed that there was a deliberate attempt to cover up the Mamasapano massacre so as not to affect the negotiations with the MILF. We deplore the veiled threats made by Senate President Franklin Drilon against General Valeroso for the mere possession of the recording. Senator Drilon's statement smacks of the Hello Garcia scandal when former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo tried to stop the playing of the Garcia tapes. We call on the Senate, specifically the Inquiry Committee, headed by Senator Grace Poe, not to be cowed by Drilon's statement and include the recording to the inquiry's perusal and study. For this to happen, the Senate committee should overrule the Senate President's objection to the recording and secure the tape forthwith to aid its legal inquiry. It seems to us that we are also talking not just of one recording, but probably a number of recordings between government officials and legislators trying to cover up or downplay the Mamasapano incident. We are also concerned that Senator Drilon referred to one related conversation between Senator Bongbong Marcos and Presidential Peace Advisor Teresita Teles as an old issue in a political gimmick. But if this was an old issue, it was an issue that was never aired, even by Drilon himself, even if it was purportedly about efforts to cover up the Mamasapano massacre. We believe that the issue now goes beyond the recording. The issue is the right of people to know what our government officials are doing on national and crucial concerns such as the Mamasapano massacre. The issue is the continuing cover-up, now under some legal gobbledygooks by higher-ups in the government who want to hide the truth from us. The issue is the absence of justice to all the victims of the Mamasapano massacre after a year now. The PLM and all the representatives of people's organizations gathered here intend to build the broadest People's United Front against any attempt to hide the truth, abscond accountability, and obstruct justice of the Mamasapano massacre. We specifically admonish the administration's hatchetmen who are bent on persecuting individuals who are merely seeking a resolution to this dismal mess that had led to the loss of precious lives and had divided the nation for a year now. We're all here to show our solidarity and support to our long-term friend and comrade, General Dado Valeroso, and to ensure that truth will finally prevail. I now call on General Dado Valeroso, who's right now here, to just take the seat and dito na.
Kita sa Bongbong ang bayan ni Quezon. Salamat po. Pero nakapagpigil po sila bago tingin sa statement, hindi lang
Okay, sige po. Yan po ang PLM statement that they're also here. Siguro ibigay ko dun sa, mula dun sa, did I introduce you, June? You're the national president. Okay na, sige.
Okay, good morning po sa inyong lahat. Captain Dago Ignacio po ng GCC RAM. For now, I'm the admin of Guardians Coordinating Center and the Revolutionary Protest ng Bansa under our National Chairman, General Danny Lim. Kami po ay halos isang taon na ang nakalilipas nang kami po ay patuloy na sumusuporta lalo na po doon sa ating dahil yung pong pito dito ay kabrat na last year conduct po kami last year ng yung 43 Mass sa Malati Church kung saan tinala namin po yung media at yung ibang mga kasamahan namin dahil yun pong kauna-unahang chief ng Special Action Force at ikabrad din namin. Kaya kami po ay nakikiisa at sumasama sa bayan ng Pilipino sa patuloy na paghahanap ng katarungan, katotohanan at higit sa lahat kung ano po yung dapat panagutan, ng dapat may panagutan. May isang bagay lang ito na iiwanan sa inyo. Nung kinausap po ako ng isang mataas na opisyal ng pamahalaan natin, ang sabi nila, wala daw may kasalanan. Isa lang ako ang sinagot ko sa kanila, doon sa mga taong namatay na ito, let's consider na walang may kasalanan, pero mayroong namatay, may biktima. Salamat po at lahat.
Okay, magandang umaga rin po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Jody D. Guzman, ang pambansang tagapangulo ng Bukluran ng Magagawang Pilipino. Nandito po ako para suportahan yung laban ngayon ni General Dado Valeroso. Naniniwala po ako na makatwiran na magkaroon ng hustisya para dun sa 44 plus yung mga Muslim na namatay na halos ay 60 ang namatay. Sa paano po ng mga magagawa, may malaki panagutan ng gobyerno. Maraming ninabag. Sa tingin namin, naniniwala kami kay General Dado na mayroong tinatago, mayroong gustong patakpan ang gobyerno ito. At ang kanilang pamaraan ay deklarang mga hero yung SAP 44 para itigil ang pag-uusig sa kanila na kunwari binigyan sila ng parangal na sila yung mga hero. Pero may malaking dapat ibulgar dito at kami naniniwala dun sa ibubulgar ni General Dado Valeroso. Parang sa amin, saan kumuhugot ng kapal ng mukha ang gobyernong ito? Yun lang po.
Magandang umaga po, Benjo Basas po, National Chairman of the Teachers Dignity Coalition, at the same time po ako yung first nominee ng ating Gula Party List. Ang aming pong grupo ever since ay nag-advocate ng kapayapaan, ng peace, and yung peace process ay kasama po doon sa aming programa na ina-advocate. But unfortunately, ito pong naganap po nung nakaraang taon dito sa Maguindanao ay isang dagok doon sa paghahanap natin ng kapayapaan lahat. At unfortunately, ang isa pang usapin po dito sa kasalukuyan ay ito nga. So mukhang in the name of supposed peace ay kaya pong isakripisyo ng ating gobyerno ang lahat-lahat. Kahit pagtakpan ang kasalanan ng sino man para dito sa matuloy lamang yung peace process na kung sakasakali po matutuloy at magkakaroon ng final peace agreement with the MILF ay nakikita po namin na ito ay ilaw, na ito ay hindi makatarungan o ito ay hindi nakatungtong dun sa pangunahing mga patayan dapat ng kapayapaan, which is social justice at yung katotohanan. So kami po ay narito ngayon sa kapulungan na ito upang ipahayag ang aming pagsuporta dun sa inilalaban ngayon ni General Dado. And of course, we are hoping that after this, lahat po ng ito, lahat ng mga problema, lahat ng nakita po natin ay hindi po kami nauubusan ng pag-asa na someday ang Mindanao ay magkakaroon ng lasting peace para po sa ating mga bata, para po sa susunod na henerasyon ng ating mga kababayan dito sa Pilipinas. Maraming salamat po.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Carmen Morales, ang Province Chairman ng Anti-Drugs Advocate. Mula po sa original na Miyembro ng PISA. Mula po ako sa original na miyembro ng PNP Special Action Force Class 01 1993. Ang nangyari dun sa Mabasa Pano noong January 25, 2015 ay isang dago mula sa aming grupo sa bilang isang original na recruit. Kaya kami nandito ay bilang pagsuporta sa ating magiting na general na si Diosdado Valeroso upang masagot ang aming mga katanungan sa bawat kasinungalingan na ginagawa ng ating mga opisyalis ng pamahalaan. Bistula po itong punyal na tumatarak sa aming mga puso. Bistulang binubulbulan ng asin ang aming mga sugutang puso sa bawat tanggi nila na mayroong kinalaman ang Pangulong Aquino sa naganap na Mamasapalo Massacre noong January 25, 2015. Napakasakit sa isang SAP recruit kung mararamdaman ninyo ang sakit na dinanas ng aming mga nakababatang kapatid noong sila ay magdamag na nakikipagputukan sa mga kalaban na wala man lamang responding na tamo mula sa ating pamahalaan. Isa lang ang aming mga katanungan. Kung talagang may pananagutan ang Pangulong Aquino, bakit hindi nagsalita ang magigiting nating general katulad ni Gerald Napeñas na nooy direktor ng SAP? Bakit hindi umamin si Gerald Purisima? Bakit hindi umamin si Gerald Talino? Maraming mga original SAP na nandyan sa Special Action Force ang hinihingi namin ng kasagutan. Bakit? Inantay namin na magkaroon ng isang matapang na general upang itaguyod itong kaso na ito. Ngayon, nagpunta ako dito, voluntaryo, dahil nakita ko na mayroong punto si Gerald Valeroso sa kanyang mga sinasabi. At ito ang hamon namin bilang isang sub-recruit. Ilabas ninyo, General Sir, ilabas nyo po sa publiko ngayon kung ano man itong voice tape na nakuha na conversation di umano ng isang taga-Malacanang at isang pinuno ng Senado. Maraming salamat po.
Claro. Pasensya na ka ba? English ang version ko. Iba naman. Okay. This will be like a forensic system and new network analysis ko lang. Again, forgive me. This would be my own opinion. Okay, so I cannot give you full details as you may view this as the truth. Okay, interesado ko ako sa failure ng system and network of actions that made the Mama Sapano tragedy happen. This is my own opinion again, soon alike. So to President Noynoy Aquino, you appointed incompetent, corrupt, and unreliable people, your friends, classmates, to head and manage government departments and agencies. Perhaps you forgot that by doing that, he actually made his government inefficient and ruined the good leadership and governance he promised. Nasaan po dito yung matuwid na daan? Matuwid na daan has reached its maximum limits. Nagsawa na tayo. After 6 years, before the 6th year, gas-gas na ho masyado yan. Ang tanong ko, sa matuwid na daan, umunlad ba tayo? To Secretary Mar Rojas, he was the secretary of the DILG, although not known expert when it comes to police matters. Naging insignificant siya in Oplan Exodus. He was very telling of his incompetence that even the president ignored him of he was something. Para sa iyo, former PNP Director General Alan Purisima, during the Mama Sapano incident, he was under suspension due to the grave case filed against him by the Ombudsman. Oplan Exodus was an opportunity that would have rehabilitated him. Had it succeeded, the tragedy happened because of his personal motive and unprofessionalism.
Ang isang usong expression po ngayon ay sa tamang panahon. Pero ang katotohanan po ay wala pong panahon sa lahat. Wala po. Mating Mike, sir.
Mike. Isa pong usong-usong expression ay sa tamang panahon, pero ito pong katotohanan ay wala pong panahon. Lahat po ng panahon, lahat ng oras ay panahon ng katotohanan. At titingnan natin mula po kay Pangulong Erap hanggang sa ngayon,
Nakakalungkot po ang takbo ng ating pamahalaan. Palagi pong
pagdating sa katotohanan, truth is manipulated, it is compromised, it is manufactured, it is
it is reinterpreted and repackaged to benefit the administration. Naalala natin pa noon ni Erap yung envelope. Hindi binuksan. Bakit? Kaya lumundag si Dancing Queen kasi hindi binuksan ang envelope. Huwag natin kakalimutan yung obscene paglundag ni Dancing Queen. It is the dance of compromise, the dance of sick politics. It's sick. Our politics is sick. So they did not open the envelope. Sumunod naman, panahon ni GMA, hello Garci. Okay, she says, I'm sorry. But after that, everything else became history. Nothing was done. That tape became just part of the history of the dustbin of history. And ngayon, ulitin na naman natin another revelation, and then sasabihin, there's nothing new. That tape is politically motivated, and they can say anything they want because this is the problem with Philippine politics, which is pseudo-politics. It is not real politics. Those in power will use their power to distort the truth in order that justice will be manipulated in favor of those holding position. Kaya this is highly immoral. This government, just as past governments, have become experts in lying. Mga sinungaling. Are our politicians liars? And most of them are lawyers. Is law all about distorting and using law in order to promote yourself, even at the expense of innocent lives like the Mama Sapano sa 44? And that is tragic. Kapag sinungaling ang mga nakaupo, maraming mamamatay. Sa 44 will not end here. If the next batch of politicians will be liars again, my dear friends, my dear kababayans, expect more sa 44. These are all just what you call ano ba yung damage? Collateral damage. They were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Kasalanan nila. We shall sacrifice them. More important is our survival, our self-preservation. I ask this present administration, do you really love us? You call us bosses. Hindi naman kami ang boss ninyo eh. Kung kami ang boss ninyo, hindi kayo magsisinungaling. You don't lie to your boss because your boss will fire you if the boss finds out that you are lying. Do not lie to us. We are your bosses, not Rilon, not the Liberal Party, not your political allies, the people who die every moment from hunger, from injustice, from marginalization. They are your bosses. And we should say we are angry because consistently this government shows how politics here is not real politics. It is the politics of a few. Never, never a politics of the people. Thank you.
Hello. Allow me to introduce myself again. I'm Rusty Delizo. I'm the Political Affairs Coordinator of the Bukluran ng Manggagawang Pilipino, BMP, and I'm also the 5th nominee of San Lakas party list. I'm here to support our dear friend, General Justado Dado Valeroso, and all those who stand for truth and justice, not just here in the Philippines, but also all across the world. Why? Because this matters for social justice for all and not a few. First of all, I'd like to say that in the interest of national transparency, if these tapes will prove the political truth, then do not hide behind the veil of legal technicalities. And therefore, I end my statement by challenging the Philippine Senate that has now undertaken its final inquiry into the Mama Sapano incident to allow for these so-called tapes, which General Dado Valeroso himself has now come across, to be revealed and played. and not to be blocked through legalities, such as the threat by no less than Senator Frank Drilon. I say this because Senator Frank Drilon himself never stood up when the Hello Garci tapes came out in 2004. If you remember, he joined the Cory Aquino group when they broke away with the Hyatt 10, and they accepted the Hello Garci tapes, and not once did, and he was a senator at the time then, not once did we hear Senator Frank Drilon say, let us not reveal these tapes because it is in violation of the anti-wiretapping law. He never said that. But now, just to accommodate and to defend the Pinoy regime and the Liberal Party, which they are now leaders of, to ensure their candidate in 2016, they are now blocking the truth by hiding behind legalities. That is why we in San Lakas and the BMP will challenge, together with the Partido La Casa Masa, PLM, we will now challenge the Senate to allow for these tapes to be played, and if not, then charge our friend Dado Valaroso, because he has no fear. Many of us will stand up and march behind him, because the truth will march on to liberate all of society and to liberate the truth behind what happened last January 25, 2015 in Mama Sapano. Thank you. Good morning.
Marami pong salamat sa lahat ng mga nagsalita na nagbigay ng suporta dito sa ating General Dado Valeroso, na talagang we are also actually contemplating na kung walang mangyayari dito. At si General Dado Valeroso nagsalita na ano ba naman yung maaresto para sa kapakanan ng katotohanan. We will be mobilizing 1,000 or more than 1,000 people and let them arrest us pagka po yung tape na yan ay pinarinig namin sa marami. Ito po ang ating main event ngayon, yung pong pahayag ni General Dado Valeroso.
Maraming salamat, Kasani. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Nagkagalak ako sa ipinakita po ninyong suporta, hindi lang sa ating mga voluntaryong mga kaibigan na nagbigay ng kanilang opinyon at posisyon tungkol dito sa usapin na kinakaharap ng ating bayan sa ngayon. Maliit na bagay po itong alleged audio conversations or audio recordings, ano? Hindi ito ang substance ng dapat na pag-usapan sa Senado. Kaya nga po tayo may Senado, ang isa sa mga papel nito, napakaselan na papel. Halimbawa, ang pag-ratify ng treaty. Napakalayo yan katiting lang po yan. Kukumpara nyo sa pinag-uusapan na audio recording. Nakakalungkot na meron tayong institusyon ng gobyerno na napaka-trivial yung nire-resolve na issue. Pangalawa po, nagpapasalamat ako sa ating chairman, si Kasani Melencio, na nagbigay daan at humiling ng isang press con at naimbita po tayo rito para may pahiwatig natin in official terms yung pananaw natin dito sa usapin na ito. Allow me po na batingin ko rin ng aking may bahay, ang aking magandang may bahay na si Ellen Valeroso, dahil ngayon po ay aming 32nd anniversary. Happy birthday po! Happy birthday ba nasabi ko? O happy anniversary?
Happy birthday!
Intermission lang po yun. Kung sa Senado meron silang 1 minute recess, sa akin po ay 3 seconds. Hayaan niyo pong basahin ko itong aking statement. I am quite disappointed with the way some of our high government officials reacted when I exposed the existence of one of several mystery tapes regarding incidents linked with the Mama Sapano massacre. As a former police official, I deemed it my utmost duty to God and country that I helped in shedding some light about the gruesome murder of 44 of our finest young men of the Special Action Force. That I was entrusted by several civilians of this duty brings to mind my own sacrifice at EDSA 30 years ago when as a young lieutenant of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. I went out of my way and sacrificed my future and that of my family just to bring back democracy to our country. Now as a civilian, I just cannot accept that this issue will just be relegated to the dustbin of Philippine history, similar to other massacres that happened in our motherland. As we say, no justice, no peace. Walang hustisya, walang kapayapaan. What is most unfortunate is the cavalier manner government had treated this issue. Yes, as policemen, we are trained not to just fight, but to die for motherland. Yes, as cops, we are here to defend and fight until the end. What I am doing right now is just a very small thing compared to the sacrifices of these 44 brave cops. Katiting lamang po ito sa sakripisyong inialay ng SAP 44 sa altar ng ating inang bayan. I am just starting to expose this, yet several of our government officials led by Senate President Franklin Drilon already threatened me with incarceration the minute I publicly expose what was entrusted of me. Likewise, the Office of the Peace Advisor, Secretary Teresita Deres, also issued a statement from their legal advisor which carried a similar tone. And then Senator Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos also came into the picture, admitting something which I myself am shocked to hear. Pardon me, Mr. Senator, but I haven't heard what you claim to be a recording of you and Secretary Deles. If such a conversation between you and Deles exists, then why did you not go forward and expose what you and Secretary have discussed? Even if you consider that a small thing for ordinary citizens like me, that is a piece of a puzzle that leads to a complete picture of how government treated this issue, especially after the Mama Sapano massacre. What piqued my interest and the rest of the country is the sudden and defensive posture of Senate President Drilon. It seems to me that Senator Drilon has something to hide. It seems to me that Senator Drilon and possibly Secretary Deles had a conversation a day or two after the Mama Sapano massacre, which I believe to be more explosive than what Senator Bongbong claimed to have happened between him and Deles. Talks are right of the existence of several mystery tapes regarding the Mama Sapano, and that was entrusted to us was just one of at least 5 mystery tapes. These mystery tapes, we learned, included an audio-visual tape of the shots taken by the drone of the U.S. military during the firefight between the SAF commandos and the MILF. Someone also told us of the audio-visual recording of the meeting between and among PNP and AFP officials during and after the Mama Sapano massacre. There are more mystery tapes which I appeal to those in the know to go and come forward and let us ask our government to take a look at this, and also the media to let the truth come out. But of course, I know, and everyone knows here as well, that this is a futile effort. Who wants to see all this? Will it be the government? Is President Aquino ready to see once more his own shadow? I ask our fellow Filipinos, let us not give up the fight for truth, justice, and accountability. As we say in the Young Officers Union, you condemn what is wrong, you fight for what is right. Mabuhay po kayong lahat at salamat po.
tayo ng mga questions, katanungan, gustong clarification mula po dun sa nandito ngayon, especially from the media. Open na po. Sige po, as you can see, yung banner po namin, magharangan ng katotohanan. So, let us just speak the truth here. Hindi po tayo natin makita katotohanan sa Senado. Let's now do it here. Yun po.
Pag nasali sa DCRH po. Sabi nga ako ni General Valero, nung umpisan pa lang niya na ilabas sana yung tape, mga amin ang humarang, nandyan si Gino, nandyan si kung sino-sino. General Valeroso, ipapakita na po ba ninyo ang tapang nyo ng lubusan sa sambayan ng Pilipino sa pamamagitan ng paparinig sa publiko ng tape na hawak nyo?
Salamat, kaibigan. Dalawang aspeto yung katanungan mo, no? Una, yung tapang na kailangan natin ipamalas para iparinig itong tape conversation to o audio recording. At pangalawa, yung mismong audio conversation. Yung sinasabi po natin na mensahe ay mensahe ng katotohanan, accountability at justisya. Hindi po ito tungkol sa mensahero. Ako po ay abang mensahero lamang. Kung sa pananaw ng ating mga kababayan, ang pagtayo ng isang general at magsabi nito ay isang act of bravery, gano'n na nga po yun. Matagal na po tayo nagsasakripisyo. Hindi lang po ako nagsasakripisyo para sa bansa. Naandito po sa harapan ninyo ang mga magigiting at matatapang na ating mga kasamahan na nagsusulong ng kapayapaan, katarungan, accountability, justisya, mga values na malapit sa ating mga puso. Nandito po si Father Robert Reyes. Kung hindi po kami magkita ay sa Hong Kong dahil na nililitis po ang isang mambabatas doon. No? Ibig sabihin, minomonitor niya kung ano yung kalalabasan ng katarungan kahit na po sa Hong Kong. No? At siguro naman po, dahil sa pagkakataong ito, ang sinasabi natin, kung ilalahad ito ng publiko, hindi na po nangangailangan na isang General Valeroso. Kung ang pamahalaan po natin ay tapat sa paglilingkod, sa bawat galaw nila at transaksyon, ipinapaalam nila sa taong bayan, wala pong audio recordings na mangyayari. So kung may kahinaan ng batas, kahit na sa reopening ng Mama Sapano inquiry, paulit-ulit lang po yung pinag-uusapan nila nun eh. Wala yung sustansya na dapat nilang bigyan ng diin at nang makapagdesisyon ang Senado kung ano na yung dapat na gawin. Ngayon, lumipas na yung Mama Sapano massacre. They have to move on and look for ways na ma-address ito yung katarungan na hinihiling ng pamilya ng Mama Sapano massacre victims. At yun, kung ano yung gap na makita nila, tsaka nila suriin in relation dun sa isinusulong nila na BBB, Bangsamoro Basic Bill. Kaya po siguro yung iba nagtataka, bakit Bangsamoro Basic Law na ang tawag? Eh hindi pa naman po na ipapasaya ng mababang kapulungan at ng Senado. So, kaibigan, okay na po ba yung kasagutan natin na yan?
General, inaantay ko po yung sasabihin yung tanda po ninyo iparinig. Kung maraming gustong makinig sa mga senador, eh paparinig mo ninyo sa taong bayan. Yes or no, ipaparinig po pa ninyo?
Pwede naman natin gawin yun, no? Ang hinihintay lang natin, yung resulta rin ng desisyon ng Senado. Para naman, hindi na rin sila mag-away-away ng tungkol dun. Pero nakahanda po tayo. Sinabi na po natin yan nung unang panayam natin, nung ilabas natin ito sa media forum. Nakasama natin doon si Congressman Jonathan De La Cruz at si Congressman Lito Atienza. Malinaw na malinaw po yun sa mga pahayag ko. Sa loob ng 5 araw na ako po ay kinakapanayam ng mga media natin.
Kami po sa Partido Lakas ng Masa at yung pong mga organisasyon naming aliado na naririto at marami pa po na wala dito. Talaga pong nabanggit ko kanina, nag-uusap-usap po kami para po dito sa harapin itong tape na ito. And we are we will be mobilizing people para pakinggan po itong tape na ito. At dahil gusto po namin mangyari, marami po kami kasama dito eh. At parang baluktot na po itong ating mundo kung yung pong mga nagtatago ng katotohanan, eh parang talagang ang pag-aarestuhin pa ay yung gusto maglabas ng katotohanan. We will inform the media of the proper time, but we want it to be a time where we can tell the police, the military, and whoever it is that are willing, that they will be sending to arrest us if you can. At yung pong sa tamang panahon, hindi po napakalayo niyan. Yan po yung aming pinag-uusapan na gawin. We do not want General Dado Valeroso na siya lang ang ma-aresto. Laban namin ito. Lahat po kami papa-aresto.
Sir, sorry. Sa iba GMA, sir. Categorically, how many recordings do you have?
Hindi po yung we have, no? Yun sa akin.
Yes,
sa akin po, sa grupo po, hindi po sa akin.
Sa grupo niyo po,
Opo.
sir, ilan po yung hawak po na?
Ayun sa press statement ko po, lumalabas at least 5 mystery tapes.
At least 5. Sir, may lumalabas sa YouTube ngayon. Yun nga, recording between Senator Bongbong Marcos and Secretary Deles. Yung po ba yung hawak ninyo?
Hindi po siguro mangyayari yun. Otherwise, napangalanan na kagad yung senador at yung secretary. Hindi ko nga po alam kung ano yung sinasabi ni Senator.
Hindi, it's not part of it. Kailan po natin talaga, sir, balak ilabas ito? Kasi, sir, it's dragging on for so long.
Hindi po yan ang essence ng pinag-uusapan eh. Yung audio recordings na yan, kita nyo nga, bigla na nga pumiyak si Senator Drilon. Bakit nilalabas yan? Is unauthorized yan. Ngayon, kung yun pala ang ini-issue nila, bakit hindi nila isa publiko lahat yung mga audio recordings din nila? Kung sila ay involved doon. Kasi nga ang pinupunto ng mga recordings na yon ay pinagtatakpan na nila yung binabaliwala yung mamasapan o it's dragging on sila, hindi tayo.
But sir, why won't you reveal what you have? Bakit ayaw po natin ilabas para po malaman na po?
Ma'am, mensahero lang po ako. At sila, mayroon din sinusunod lang. Palagay ko, hindi dapat na ako yung nakatuon dito eh. Yung mensahe na sinasabi natin. Pwede po natin iparinig yan ngayon dito eh. Pero ano ang access natin? Hindi po ako nangangalaga ng password. Para nga hindi nako-compromise. No? Sinabi ko nga sa isang panayam, kahit na wala naman po akong dala-dala, sabihin lang nila, pupunta tayo sa Senado, imbitado tayo doon. Ibibigay natin sa kanila yung access site at saka yung access password. At kung mamabutihin nila, imbitahan nila media ron, di i-play na nila right there and then. Ganun lang naman po kasimple yun. Kaya nga, kung tinitingnan nila yung angulo na meron tayong mababiolate na provision ng Republic Act 4200 o anti-wiretapping law, eh lahat po kayo, pag ipinarinig halimbawa natin ngayon dito, lahat kayo kasama dun sa may charges ni Senator Drilon. Dahil bawal po kayong makinig ng tinatawag nilang unauthorized or illegally acquired conversations. Ano pa sinasabi nila? Dapat, yung mga naandun sa tape conversation umamin. May umamin po. Kaya po niya kayang kasuhan yung mga umamin at pumiyak. Wala naman po tayong pinapangalanan doon. Mambabatas po sila, alam nila ang batas. Dati po akong pulis, alam ko ang batas. Ayaw ko rin makasagasa ng karapatan ng mga tao na to unless gusto nila aminin nila na sila yun na nag-uusap. Ipaghalimbawa lang po natin at I hope hindi mai-splice ito ng media na kung aamin si Senator Bongbong at si Secretary Deles na nag-uusap sila ng tungkol doon, bakit hindi nila iparinig sa taong bayan kung ano yung napakinggan nila and make it as an official part of the mamasapan ng inquiry. Yan ang trabaho po nila. Huwag po sila magtago sa batas na ginawa ng legislatura. Kung sa paglalahad po halimbawa natin ng katotohanan na iparinig ang laman nitong mga audio conversations na to, at sasabihin naman nila, hindi naman po kami yan. Kaya right from the very start, nung inumpisahan natin na banggitin ito sa publiko, sinasabi natin, meron po tayong piece of information. Hindi nga po natin sinasabi na piece of evidence pa yan eh. Nawiling po tayo na isumite sa Senado para mapakinggan nila, isubject na sa technical evaluation at ma-identify yung mga tao na nag-uusap-usap doon. Kung recognizable yung boses mo, halimbawa, ikaw yung boses na naririnig doon, ma'am. At sasabihin ko, si ma'am po yan. Unfair po yun. Kasi sa provision ng batas, kailangan mong aminin na ikaw yung nag-uusap tungkol doon. Tapusin po natin yung usapin ng audiovisual or audio recording. Sa kanila, may hawak nga silang audiovisual. Napakalinaw sa press statement nila. Saan nyo po mahuhuli ang isda, kundi din sa bibig nila. Simpleng-simple lang po ang pahiwatig namin dito. Binigyan natin ng framework ang gobyerno na inaasahan natin ay gagawin nila noong pa. Nakalipas ang isang buong taon, walang nangyari, nag-drag on yung kaso. Sino ba nag-drag nito? Nagte-temporize. Sila rin dahil meron silang sinusunod na mga protocols. Ngayon, nung inilalahad natin ito, bigla nila tayong trineten. Paano po natin may establish ang katotohanan? Napakaliit na usapin po yung audio conversation na yun. Meron pa nga po tayong hinihiling. Ilabas nyo po yung US military drone na nag-cover ng firefight para makita natin kahit na kalunos-lunos ang inabot ng ating SUB-44 doon. Patatagan na lang tayo ng loob kung paano natin makita na parang kinakatay na kambing at baboy yung mga SUB troopers natin doon. Ipagpaumanin niyo po, hindi ko kailangan dalhin ito sa level ng emosyon. Naranasan niyo na po ba makipagbakbakan, makipagbarilan, makipagpatayan? Naranasan niyo po ba kung paano makulong? Naranasan niyo po ba kung paano magtago? At paano na mag-threaten kayo ng isang general na sasabihin niyo, liable ka dyan, 6 months to 1 year. Nakulong po ako ng mahigit 1 taon. Dahil sa mga pinaglalaban natin noon na para magkaroon lang tayo ng isang magandang kinabukasan. There's really nothing new. We were under a dictatorship for 20 years. We had 3 decades from Aquino to another Aquino. Kailan tayo magbabago? That was 50 years ago. Ito ang hamon sa ating mga kababayan. Ito ang hamon sa mga kabataan. Matuto tayong tumalon sa kawalan, sabi nga ni General Luna. Matuto tayong makipaglaban para sa ating mga karapatan. Kung hindi po, hindi natin alam kung anong kalalabasan nitong mamasapan ng massacre na to. Maliit pong usapin ang audio conversation. Lalo lang pong nadadagdagan dahil sa pagtatangka nilang pagtatakip. Iisa pa lang po yung pinag-uusapan natin. Sino ngayon ang maglalakas ng loob na ilabas ang US military drone recording? Aasahan niyo po ba kami na nandito sa harapan ninyo? Aasahan niyo po ba na ang US ay magbibigay ng recording nito? Dapat mismo gobyerno ang maglahad nito. Tingnan nyo na lang, yung mamasapan ng inquiry, inire-open nila. Pinapakita lang nila ron kung sino yung nagkasala. Pinag-aaway nila yung AFP at saka PNP. Galing po ako ng military. Nagtapos din po ako sa Philippine Military Academy. Nakikita nyo, karamihan doon na nag-uusap-usap, puro cavaliers o graduates ng Philippine Military Academy. Napakasaklap kong tingnan. Naging pulis po ako because of the DILG Act or Republic Act 6975 na nagtakda na magkaroon ng Philippine National Police. So from military, lumipat po ako ng PNP. Nababanggit ko lang po ito bilang background nung kung saan ang pinanggagalingan ko. Bakit hindi nila inimbitahan yung representante ng MILF para matukoy kung ano ang role ng MILF sa mamasapan ng massacre? Bakit yung role ng OPAC hindi nila ipinakita? Bakit hindi nila inimbita si Secretary Deles o si Secretary Ferrero? Meron pa bang susunod na hearing nang para maimbitahan sila, kagaya nung pinag-uusapan na may isang representative ng MILF doon gumagamit ng pseudonym, ng alias? Pwede ka ba makipagkontrata sa isang tao na hindi mo establisado ang identity? Ano pong ibig sabihin nito? Yung po ba ay senyalis ng katangahan? Paano natin maiaasa o maiaatang sa kamay ng mga taong ito ang kinabukasan ng ating bayan? Paano magiging binding yan? Agreement na yan sa kanila. Kung nakikipag-usap ka dun sa isang tao na hindi mo malaman kung Pilipino yan o Malaysian yan. Maraming katanungan. Hindi itong audio conversation. Sabi nga nung isang senador na kumakandidato sa pagka-vice presidente, sabi niya, it is very obvious kahit na wala siguro nagre-react siya yung tanong sa kanya, Mr. Senator, ano po ba yung masasabi ninyo tungkol dun sa tape na hawak ni General Valeroso? Hindi niya naman totally isinantabi, pero sinasabi niya, napaka-obvious naman kahit na merong tape o walang tape. Right from the very start, pinagtatakpan na nung pamahalaan yung resulta ng mamasapan. Sabihin niyo sa akin, kung may ginawa ang gobyerno sa nakaraan na isang taon para matuldukan ang isyu ng mamasapan. Sabihin niyo sa akin, kung ang pamahalaan ay may mga ginawang takdang aksyon para ma-resolve yung ibang massacre dito sa Pilipinas. Pag halimbawa, Maguindanao massacre. Mas matagal pa po yung Maguindanao massacre Nasa Maguindanao po yung pangyayari. No? Ilang taon na po yun? Parang 2009, November. 6 years. Hihintayin pa po ba natin na 6 years pa ulit aabot itong masapan, no? Masakit para maisimbi natin yung hustisya. Ang sinasabi nga po ng mga kaibigan natin, huwag niyo pong ituon sa mensahero. So, pasensya na po kayo, ipagpahungin ninyo. At medyo isang maselan na usapin po ito, na ito rin ay nakaatang sa balikat ng mga media. So, salamat po. Kung meron pa pong interesado na magtanong.
Babalikan lang po yung buwag na nakaktuhanan. So, kailan po namin maririnig sa inyo yung tape na yan, recording?
Hindi na po siguro sa sinasabi ko na kung kailan nyo po marinig sa akin. Lagi po ninyong isipin na pwede po natin ipaparinig yan at yung grupo, no? Na pag sinabi nila, pwede na natin iparinig pagka wala ng kasaysayan dyan sa Senado. Makakapaghintay po naman siguro kayo. Pwede po ba natin hintayin? Let us wait patiently. No?
Meron po kami pag-uusap 3 options. One is for Senator Crespo to summon the tape, no, para talagang marinig na once and for all. The second one is what I told you before, na magkakaroon kami ng assembly and we will play the tapes in the assembly. Kung gusto nilang harangan, gusto nila kaming arestuin, gawin na nila. And we will inform you kung kailan yun. It will be soon. Third is you know, the social media. Social media cannot be controlled. We can do it through the social media that people cannot be detected kung sinong nagsisend nun. So 3 options, and we're still contemplating on what to do, but you will find out about it very soon.
Kung totoo kung merong US drone doon, meron pong GPS yun di po ba?
So, alam ng AFP, maging si Noynoy, na di umanay nanonood dun sa drone, at si General Katapak, yung coordinates, yung exact coordinates, kung saan ipapabagsak yung artillery fire, na hindi naman hinihingi nila na penyas na fatal ammunition yung gamitin, kundi white phosphorus lamang para lamang takutin yung mga kalaban para hindi ma-wipe out yung SAC-44. Ngayon, ano ba sa tingin ninyo kung bakit hindi binigyan ng reinforcement ni Presidente Aquino ang SAC-44 at pinabayaan niyang mamatay na di para sa BBN? Bakit po ba importante sa kanya ang BBN? At may kinalaman po ba dyan yung mga business concessions na di na ibinigay ng Malaysia sa kanyang pamilya? Ano po sa tingin niyo bilang isang former military man?
Napakaganda po ng katanungan ninyo. Ano po ang pangalan nila? Ferdy Passion. Sayang, wala ka doon. Kung nandun ka siguro, hindi namatay yung sa 44. Dahil ikaw mismo, alam mo yung gagawin mo. Meron po ba kayong background sa military?
ROTC po.
ROTC, tingnan niyo po. Isang mamamahayag. Alam niya kung anong gagawin niya. Because it is just a common sense. Namamatayan ka na ng tao eh. Tapos meron kang US military drone, one of the most advanced technologies. Malayo na pong usapin yung mga susunod na katanungan. Isa-isahin po natin yan. Magkakadugtong po yung mga insidente na yan eh. Yung sadyang pagtatakip nung pangyayari, huwag nating palabasin na masakit, gawin lang nating misencounter, na kasi pumasok yan dun sa teritoryo. Whose territory? That is our territory. And these are security elements of the country. Sino nagsabi na hindi pwedeng pasukin yun? At sinasabi naligaw lang daw sila. Ano yung mga yan? Nagpunta para mag-excursion? Sige po, medyo malaking usapin po yan eh. Ilan na po ba ang ginastos nila dun sa mga benepisyo ng ng mga namatay nating magigiting na tropa? Binabanggit dun kahapon, mga nasa 102 million. Pero pesos po yun. Idagdag na siguro natin lahat yung livelihood, educational scholarship program. Pero yung usapin na gusto nilang isulong, kung susuriin ninyo kayo na mismo na nasa media at siguradong alam niya mga usapin na yan, meron pong malaking issue dyan na 750 million US dollars na nawawala dun sa isang bansa. At ang balita ay nag-wire transfer. Kagaya rin ng audio conversation, hindi mo naman kailangan dala-dala yan physically. Yung pera nga, kahit hindi mo dalhin physically, meron kang ATM, meron kang wire transfer, bank to bank, wala kang makikitang ebidensya, but you can trace it, paper trail. So yan ang usapin na yan. Wala po tayong gustong i-cast ng aspersion, dahil ito subject po ito ng inquiry, lalo na yung malilikot ang isip sa media. And we know for sure na meron ng mga media personalities dito na nagpe-paper trail. Ayaw po dagdagan ng istorya kasi hindi naman po ito yung proper forum.
General, good morning po. Kahapon po sa panunood ko sa investigasyon sa Senado ay parang nabuksan na, formal nang tinanggap nila na may mga Amerikano na nakialam doon sa operation. Actually parang yun ang nagbigay sa kanila ng mga sikreto, suporta. Yung bang tape ninyo, sa palagay niyo kasama yan ang partisipasyon ng mga Amerikano dyan?
Hindi po natutupo yung mga usapin na yan, pero mas maganda maiparinig na nga yan, kahit na nga po kami, gustong-gusto na rin namin iparinig. Maganda po yung punto na yan. Tama po yun.
At saka bilang isang dating member ng military at saka pulis, ano po ang palagay ninyo ang damdamin ng mga hanay ng mga maliliit na kawal at sundalo at mga pulisiya dahil na-discover na yung tape na yan?
Yung iba po, unang-una, nanlumo. Pangalawa, nagkakaroon din sila ng pag-iisip na kami ba, pag nag-ooperate kami, makakasiguro kami ng reinforcement at kaya rin nila kaming i-rescue o bigyan ng reinforcement sa ganong klase ng sitwasyon.
Hindi ba sila nag-iisip na palitan na yung commander-in-chief natin?
Nako, wag po tayong mag-debate sa usapin na yan dahil very incriminating po yan. Ang gusto po nating tukuyin dito, ang nilalaman ng audio conversation will be very discriminating, no? Lalo na dun sa powers that be. Kaya po siguro, maaga pa lang, sinasagkaan na nila o ino-objectan na nila na marinig ito ng publiko. Pwede po kayo magtanong, hindi lang sa akin. May mga kasama po tayo dito sa panel.
Nandito po yung ating kasamang napaliwanag namin kanina. Meron tayong mga kasamang abogado. Nandito po si RG Guevara dyan sa labas. Baka may gustong explain regarding this matter on how it's can you do that from the legal point of view? Okay, can you explain? Just explain. Kasi katulad na sinasabi ko dito, we've been discussing because this is quite a sensitive issue. That's why I put forward 3 options on what to do with this. Kasi talagang parang ang ginagawa talaga hinaharangan na eh. Can you explain the possibility of what should be done regarding this state?
Well, for me, this is just my legal opinion. Despite the warning of the good Senator Franklin Drilon that this violates wiretapping, nothing in the said law would incriminate my our good General Dado Valeroso from being charged with any offense as regards anti-wiretapping. Apparently, Senator Franklin Drilon would want to impress upon potential whistleblowers that any discussion as regards or expose as regards the mamasapan o cover-up would be tantamount to a violation of our national security. It is very clear from the discussion or the ongoing investigation of the Mamasapano incident being conducted by the Senate right now that national security is no longer the issue here. I think that the powers that be, the so-called powers that be, are more concerned about their political security. And therefore, these audio recordings, if they indeed represent a cover-up, would belong to the domain of the public interest. And therefore, as someone who would want to advise General Valeroso, that I think the people are mature enough, and even our legislators, especially Senator Drilon, who himself is a lawyer, would want these pieces of information disclosed to the public. And that is why it is important that these audio recordings will be played also during the Senate inquiry, because this information will therefore be privileged in nature, privileged communication. So regarding the fears of Senator Franklin Drilon that it may constitute any violation of the anti-wiretapping laws in the Philippines, I offer a contrary view. Once you subpoena these audio recordings before the Senate inquiry, probably when it resumes its inquiry sometime next week, the disclosure or the playing of these audio recordings will be exempted from any criminal prosecution.
So the best, well, of course, we understand all the players in the Senate right now involved in the Senate inquiry are themselves running for public office this 2016. And for some political consideration known only to them, I think they are making or issuing statements saying that these tapes should not be played. But these are not legal in nature, these statements. These statements are political in nature. The reason, they have their own respective reasons why they don't want these tapes or audio recordings to be played. They are probably trying to cover up something of their political involvement in this Mama Sapalo incident. So that's about it. If this is not the threat of legal action against those who would want to disclose these the contents of these audio recordings, are doing so not as advocates of the law, but as partisan political conscious elements within the Senate. So I think it is best, and I would so recommend to General Dardo Valerosa that these audio recordings be revealed and disclosed to the public. Any disclosure of these audio recordings would therefore contribute, according to Senate Committee Chairman Grace Poe and now Presidential Ball, that the main objective now, or the main track of the Mama Sapano inquiry, is to pursue the truth. The truth is what we owe at least the martyrs who gave up their lives for I would say, a rather noble objective of fighting terrorism. So, in pursuant to our desire to get to the bottom of this and to arrive at the truth, and if these audio recordings should contribute to this purpose, then by all means, the Senate should invite and even welcome the playing or the disclosure of these audio recordings.
Maraming salamat, attorney, and well said piece of advice. And we will take your advice until also the Senate considers your advice as well.
Yung pong mga gusto pang magtanong, siguro yung course na nabanggit ni Attorney Ibarra is one of the proper course na pwede nating gawin. Pero marami pa nga yan na pwede nating gawin para dito sa pagtutuldok ng issue na to. But as you can see, what kind of government yung talagang harangan yung katotohanan. This is not the government for us. So we also make it an opportunity para pagsama-samahin yung iba-ibang grupo. And as you can see, this is a grouping that range from, you know, the people's organizations, military organizations, and others. We need this type of organizations kasi in the end, the only solution is to form a new government that will cater to the needs, aspirations, and that will serve justice para sa lahat. So this is one of the steps that we are taking, and bear with us, marami pang mga susunod at gagawin namin yung lahat para makuha natin ang katotohanan at hindi na palagi tayong niloloko at tinatago itong mga bagay na dapat nating matutunan. This is basically a problem na gobyerno. Hindi natin problema. The mere fact that we are talking about yung hindi natin malaman ang katotohanan kasi pinipigilan tayo mismo sa mga tao sa gobyerno para malaman yan. And let us remember, wala pang justisya. Isang taon na ang nagaganap. Hanggang ngayon, nagtuturuan pa sila. So, soon there will be an election. And we know if we still have this kind of government, we can expect nothing. Nothing. Yung sitwasyon natin, ganito pa rin. So we are doing our best. We are, pagkatapos po nitong press con na ito, we are continuing the talks. We are building a broad united front of people's organization. Kahit saan kami dalhin kami doon sa paglalabas ng katotohanan na ito. Dalhin kami doon sa iba pang pamamaraan para magkaroon ng pagbabago. We will do that. Because we owe it to ourselves, we owe it to our families, we owe it to the Filipino nation. Sama-sama po tayong lahat dito. Kaya kung wala na po tayong mga katanungan, sige, meron pang
Sir, isa na lang po sa akin. Doon sa reopening ng Senate inquiry, wala naman kung nabago eh. Kayo na nga rin ho nagsabi, General, paulit-ulit lang. Doon sa Senate inquiry, reopening ng Senate inquiry, wala naman hong nabagong narinig ang publiko. Kayo na rin ho nagsabi na paulit-ulit lang ang pinag-uusapan. Doon sa hawak niyong audio recording, ano ho ba yung bago roon? Although may statement na ho akong natatanda na sinabi niyo tungkol mo doon, pakisagot lang mo ng iba pang detalye.
I think we cannot just divulge, no, because of the threat. But in my opinion, it is incriminating, no? And I think that is the reason why they are moving heaven and earth, not to disclose the contents. So they have to take note of that also, and it's they are going to consider it as part of the official record of the Senate proceedings para lang matuldukan natin itong usapin na to. Then so be it.
Sino yung grupong sinasabi ho ninyo?
Nabanggit na po natin, ipinagkatiwala yan sa grupo ng Young Officers Union. Opo. Meron pa kong
para sa Senate 50 million dollars. Kasi sa Bahasa Malaysia po, ang ibig sabihin ng bangsa, state, ang ibig sabihin ng Moro, Islamic.
Opo.
So, bakit po kaya interesado si Noynoy na maggumawa ng Islamic State sa Mindanao? Samantalang ito ang number one threat sa security ng buong mundo ngayon. May kinalaman po ba yung $750 million na sinasabi ni Reserve Colonel Eric Espina na di wala pumasok daw sa isang bangko dyan sa Global City, Bonifacio Global City. Kaya kahit na threat sa national security, ay pinipilit pa rin na mag-create itong Islamic State na ito.
Sa palagay ko po, hindi na ako kailangan magbigay ng opinion dyan dahil opinionated na yung kasagutan ko. Bayaan nyo po na mapag-usap-usapan ulit namin yun, no? Ng grupo dahil let us form an informed argument about it. Kahit ang gobyerno kailangan gumawa rin ng masusing hakbang para masagot nila yung mga katanungan na yan. So lalong kung nag-iipon ng madilim na ulap, we have to brace ourselves for the incoming storm. Pwede na po ba yan? Ferdy, okay na po ba yan?
Okay, i-close na po natin itong ating konferensya, and we'll do one of what you call the media photo para to show the unity of several groups regarding this issue. And then pagkatapos po nito, meron po dapat na isi-serve na para po dun sa mga nagpunta rito. Pakihintay na lang po tayusin namin mamaya. So maybe we can just stand up and link hands just to show our support. Hindi po natatapos dito yung pagsasama-sama namin. As you can see, iba-ibang grupo po ito, from people's organization, police, and military, and we're one and all together para po dito sa ating paghahangad ng kapayapaan para sa ating bayan.
Ulo.
Hali naman. Ganito po kami pupunta sa Senate para ikita sa
Yun pong may meron tayo dapat na nag-serve. Pakialam sabihin mo sa atin.
Who would like to stay? We still have a statement here kung sino gusto mag-interview kay ex-PIDEA agent Jonathan Morales regarding Colonel Marcelino. We have something to say. Who wants to stay now? It's very short now.